Hello and welcome back to the World of Warcraft Legion beta. Today we will be testing the Enhancement Shaman, checking out their initial scenario, their class order hall, and I'll be talking about some of the things that you can see in the class order hall. We'll be taking a look at our talents, the abilities that we have baseline, and we'll also talk about some of our passives that we have, and we'll take a look at the animations. But for now, we did skip the initial scenarios and the quests. We are here in Dalaran, as it would be for us when we first get to the Broken Isles, and we'll turn in our quest.
Greetings.
It's good to see you on your feet. The members of the Council of Six are recuperating from their ordeal. The intensity of this teleportation spell can be disorienting. It seems you lost consciousness for a time, but at least you didn't awaken to find yourself stuck in a wall. Dalaran has been relocated to the Broken Isles. From here, we will spearhead the effort to acquire the Pillars of Creation and drive the Legion from Azeroth once and for all. As you can see, you get two rewards. You get a Dalaran Hearthstone. This is basically your new Garrison Hearthstone. And we receive 5 tomes of the Tranquil Mind, which are used to respec your talents when you are out in the open world, in a dungeon, or in a raid, as long as you are not in combat.
Go with honor,
So,
friend.
now that we've got that, as you can see, I don't have any quests left. To pick up our next quest, we head over here to Thrall, but before we do, I do want to show you a few things. If you look here at the top, we have a new bar for Enhancement Shaman, just as we do for Elemental Shaman. We have mana still, but this second bar is called Maelstrom. We use Maelstrom for things like Storm Strike, Lava Lash, a new ability called Crash Lightning, and a new ability called Sundering, and also for Frost Brand. So we have some abilities that we can use without it, that they do not cost mana. They generate Maelstrom, we use the Maelstrom, and then we also have abilities that use mana, such as Healing Surge, Cleanse Spirit, etc. So, Heroism costs mana as well, and our Totem that I took. But you can see, we do have 2 resources now. Also, we'll take a look at... Oops. We'll take a look at, not our professions, Jesus. You think I was doing this for the first time today? We'll take a look at our passives really quickly. So later on, when I'm explaining some of the abilities and some of the talents, you'll understand if they mention some of these things. We have Maelstrom Weapon passive. Your auto attacks and Wind Fury auto attacks generate 5 Maelstrom. We have Mastery Enhanced Elements. Increases your chance to trigger Stormbringer and Wind Fury by 2.3%, and increases all fire, frost, and nature damage you deal by 36.82%. Of course, this is affected by how much mastery you have. I am in 680 gear. This is a template character, so some of you who are Enhancement Shaman, or who will be switching to Enhancement, may have 700, 720, 740, depends on how much you played and what level you've been playing through the content, so your numbers may be higher. We have Reincarnation. This is on a 30-minute cooldown, so every time you can only be triggered once every 30 minutes. This is your Resurrection spell, your self-res. We have Stormbringer. Each one of your main hand attacks has a 7% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on Storm Strike and cause your next Storm Strike to cost 50% less Maelstrom and trigger no cooldown. We have Stormlash. While your weapons are enhanced, your attacks have a chance to grant Stormlash to up to 2 party or raid members for 8 seconds, causing attacks and spell casts to deal additional nature damage. And then we have Wind Fury. Each of your main hand attacks has a 7% chance to trigger 2 extra attacks, dealing 2,884 physical damage each. Of course, these will probably level up as you're going to 110, the damage will increase, but we are at level 100, and we will be for the remainder of this video. So remember, all of the numbers that I'm reading to you at any point are at level 100 and not at max. Alright, now let's head over to Thrall and get started
Shaman,
on our
I have an urgent message.
Our defeat at the Broken Shore was decisive. The Burning Legion has a foothold on Azeroth, and the best of our armies are retreating in tatters. The Elders of the Earthen Ring have called an emergency council near the heart of our world, the Maelstrom. Your triumphs throughout Azeroth and Draenor are the stuff of legend. We need you more than ever. Join me at the Maelstrom. Stormcaller Milra will be flying there shortly. Find her at Crassus' Landing here in Dalaran. So
Never
head
give
over
in.
to Crassus' Landing, right in this building. If you've never been to Dalaran before, you may be new to World of Warcraft, but for most of you, I'm assuming, you've been in Dalaran for a good portion of your WoW play.
Over here, Shaman! We've no time to lose!
we go. We'll hop on.
It's a massacre out there. All around the world, our forces fall back. Unless we find a way to turn this around, Azeroth will fall. The greatest shaman in the world are gathering below. What's left of them, that is.
Yes, we must strike back. But how?
We need weapons capable of overcoming the Legion.
Okay, now that we're here, we're going to speak to
I am
Farseer
listening.
Nabundo. Greetings, I am pleased you received Thrall's summons. You can see there are no factions here. We are all that remain of the Earthen Ring, and we must struggle together, or surely we will perish alone. Survivors continue to make their way here from the four corners of Azeroth. See that their wounds are tended to. They need hope if they are to rejoin the fight. You must inspire them.
They remember for us.
So, we head
There
over
are
here first.
ancient safeguards.
What kind
here.
of shaman
We
can't
must
light a
use
fire?
Shush, you!
The Legion
This
destroys
would be
us in the
great.
open
Every hand's be
fields.
shaken.
Even Thunderbluff isn't safe from the Infernals.
This thing has sat useless for 10,000 years.
It just needs a little boost. Shaman, can you help? Do you see? It's working. This world will fight for itself if we give it the tools to do so.
And then, right over here, to this griffin.
Help her! She's fading fast! Thank you, Shaman!
The Highlands are completely overrun. The clan is scattered.
Look out!
They followed us here.
I knew your crap bird was too slow! My bird would have been quick if she wasn't hauling your fat off!
We can fight this, but we must work together.
Wild Hammer!
Your master has not won yet. Ha ha! You are a champion in the making.
Wild
I got this one, Shaman. Help the others.
Wildhammer!
Spirits, hear my call. Are you the so-called World Shaman? Ha! You fight like a crippled bird!
Over here, shaman. Take up my spear. The winds will guide your strike.
Do it! Bring it down!
It is ready! Everyone, focus on the pillar, quickly!
You will die! Your precious earthen ring will shatter! Your world will succumb! The Legion will... The Doomhammer.
And as you can see, Dum Thrall managed to throw the Doomhammer down into the Maelstrom, which is what we're going after. I do want to show you that we no longer have any of our ranged abilities except for Lightning Bolt. so we don't have Flame Shock, Earth Shock, or any of that. Just wanted to show you in case you were wondering why it wasn't on the bar. Okay, what's
I
on the throne?
always knew this
Thank
day
you.
would
You saved
come.
me. You saved us all. I was outmatched. My relationship with the elements has changed since the events on Draenor. I have some soul searching to do. You must carry the Earthen Ring forward without me. You are the leader they need. As per usual, Thrall's gonna bail the fuck out. Napundo is right. Conventional tactics will not work against the Legion. The Broken Shore taught us that. We must scour the world for weapons to use against the Legion. The Doomhammer is missing and must be recovered. Reghar and Aranak have some other ideas as well. Whatever our course, we must act immediately. Speak with me to go over your options, but the final decision is yours.
We must fight
And
together.
this UI will now pop
or
up
we will
to
perish
give you the option to pick your first artifact weapon. Eventually you will be able to go back, I think at 103 and 110 to get the other two. For the purposes of this video though, we will be going for Enhancement and the Doomhammer with its offhand Fury of the Stone Mother. The Doomhammer has fallen into the Maelstrom. It would be wise to keep it from falling into the wrong hands. Travel with Thrall into Deepholm to pursue the missing artifact, but where the demon Gethzun also plummeted into the Maelstrom and may still be alive. I did fail to mention these items all start at item level 750.
What news?
A good choice. There is no time to lose. Let us begin.
We must move quickly. Speak with Milra and follow me into the Maelstrom.
Is he gonna jump? Kind of hoping he's gonna jump.
May the ancestors
You saved us all,
watch
Shaman.
over
Thank you. Thrall wants to dive right into the Maelstrom and retrieve Doomhammer, but I worry. He was badly wounded in that last fight, and that demon Gethzun may still be alive down there. We should go with him. Hop on Stormbeak when you're ready, and we'll track down the artifact. Maybe he should just jump. Just jump and get it the fuck over with.
The Doomhammer fell somewhere below. Hold on! This part always gives me tummy the wobblies.
I'm guessing that might be him behind us. I don't know. But here we go again. Back to Deepholm.
The Doomhammer could be anywhere. We'll have to split up. I will speak with the Shaman at the Temple of Earth.
I'll see if the Earthen at Stonehearth saw anything.
Shaman, you must seek out the Stone Mother. But be cautious. She is quick to anger.
The Doomhammer could be anywhere here, and that demon is still alive. We must split up. I am badly wounded from my encounter with Gethzun, and I don't want to appear weak before the Stone Mother. This task falls to you. Travel to Therazane's throne and speak to Therazane herself. Find out if she has seen the Doomhammer. Help her if she asks. She is dangerous and mercurial, but this is her realm, and without her aid we will find nothing.
Fight on! We should meet back up at Therazane's throne once we know more. Good luck to both of you.
Why, thank you. Let's go meet up with Therazane, the fat lady. The fat rock lady. And ask her if she knows anything. She'll probably complain about something and we'll have to do a quest for her. Who knows? But there's some spooky, ominous music down here. So I'm assuming we will. What level is that? Oh, it's still 83. So we don't really have to worry about the mobs that have been down here forever. I'm assuming we're going to get a talking to when we get up here to Miss Therazane. Where is she? I haven't seen her in a long time. Aha, there she
You
is.
overreact, Tereth. Answers will come. Ah, A mortal approaches. Whenever there is trouble, the flesh is not far away.
You there. What is this nonsense falling into my domain? Green fire raining from the maelstrom? Are you surface dwellers behind this? You explain everything to the Stone Mother. A missing artifact, I have not seen it, but I know where to start. You help the Stone Mother, yes? And she will help you. Demons, you say? A burning legion? Nothing burns here but for my ire, Shaman, and if these monsters think to corrupt my domain, they will be crushed beneath my dainty, beautiful feet. I have not seen this hammer of yours, but the stone trogs witnessed everything that fell from the sky. Moreover, they've been running amok in the Pale Roost ever since the green fire landed near their home. Be a deer and lay waste to the fell rock trogs west of here. Perhaps you can get one of them to talk.
The earth is your shield.
More quests. When that demon of yours fell into my realm, he must have done something to the trogs. They were never a threat to my beloved stone drakes before. Now they're loose all over the Pale Roost, subduing drakes on the ground. Put a stop to this insult at once and free those drakes. They may be of use later to us.
Go with courage.
Clutch play. I confess the stone drake Broodmother and I have a rocky relationship in the past. She supported Deathwing during the Cataclysm, you know. But Eosera has been put back in her place, and it is my responsibility to protect her. The problem is that she refuses to abandon her eggs, even in the midst of a Trog attack. You're a shaman. Use your natural magnetism to reassemble fallen opalescent guardians in the Pale Roost. Escort them to Eosera so they can carry her eggs to safety of my bosom.
Until we meet again.
Look at them dainty feet. Just makes you want to smack your mama. Alright, let's go get this shit done, so we can get our weapon. Heading over to the Pale Roost, which is not far away from Therazane's throne. Hopefully we don't have to go all the hell all over this place. Oh, here we go. Let's start beating some faces in. What do you say? That wasn't too difficult. We did lose a little bit of health, but I'm a bad player, so... Also, I'm in really terrible gear. As you can see, though, Enhancement does a buttload of damage, so if you are an Enhancement fanatic, you are going to have a lot of fun. Here's one of our guardians. Okay, so they're over here. Oh, hello. Another one. How many of these do we need? We need 5. We need to escort them to Eosera. Number 3. This is a lot of damage. This is a whole lot of damage. Jesus. This puts a lot of the other melee specs to shame at this point. We do need to reload really quickly. I do apologize. Our mana bar was not showing up. That has been a little bit of a bug. It's been going on for a period of time, and it's nice to be able to know if we're using too many heals or not. Let's see, one more Stone Drake.
Oh, how lovely, lovely! The clutch is safe. Join me back at my throne. I know where to find your hammer, and the stone dragons are now free to help.
So that wasn't that difficult. Those 3 quests pretty much do all at the exact same time, so it's not really that much. Also, you get a chance to kind of run through and check out all your abilities and how they play off one another. I did have some free cast lightning bolts like we did before, where you kind of get those charges up. I'm not quite sure what was causing that, but it was nice. I did manage to get a few free casts off there once in a while. And Sundering hits like a truck.
Here comes my new favorite fleshling. You are a true friend of the Stone Mother, Shaman.
Let's turn these in. Trogs, so tiresome. Pebbles for brains, easily swayed by any cult, demon, or dragon that tries to interfere with my rule. Thank you for giving them a solid whomping.
The earth is your shield.
Very, very good, Shaman. The cavern is once more filled with their delightful wails.
Until we meet again.
How delightful. Eosera is very pleased with you, Shaman, as am I. Now then, it's time to find that artifact of yours. Thanks to your efforts, the Stone Drakes will help us.
Go with courage.
Trogs saw where your hammer fell, and I expect those cowards told the Legion where to find it. Humph. The leader of the Stone Trogs since the Cataclysm has been Borlock, a thick-headed little dirt grubber who's about to get what's coming to him. Find him at Needle Rock Spire and beat the information out of him. Take Eosera with you. Her and her brood have their own score to settle with those belligerent little beasts.
The earth is your shield.
We're gonna hop on Eosera and take off to find the Trog named Borlock and find the Doomhammer, who surely has already been found by Thrall, I'm assuming, since he hasn't done anything up to this point, as per usual, and he will somehow get the credit for the kill. As you can tell, I am not a fan of the Horde. Actually, I played Horde for quite some time. I just can't stand the Thrall story, the Green Jesus story, because it seems to be continuing here again in Legion. Alright, Borlock has been alerted to our presence. And there he is, right up there. Well, that was super anticlimactic. Basically, we just flew all the way over here, got dropped off by a giant stone dragon, and then beat the hell out of someone. And now it's telling us to go back to Therazane's throne. Whew. I love the traveling. I love it. It's the best. I do have to say, though, while I am not super impressed so far by the Enhancement Shaman questline, I am super impressed with the gameplay itself. The Enhancement Shaman feels so much better than it does on live, as does the Elemental Shaman. I don't necessarily know if the rest of Shaman feels better, but the Enhancement Shaman definitely feels more intuitive. You don't feel like you're spending your entire time waiting for something to come off cooldown. Here you always have abilities that you get, buttons that you can be mashing if that's your way to play.
My hero returns!
The shaving at the Temple of Earth.
Oh
know
ho ho
nothing.
ho! I heard the cavern
Stonehackers
shake from
making
here.
some
It's
prospectors.
good to rattle some.
They don't have any ideas.
Same. It's good to rattle some stones and remind everyone who's the boss down here, I must say. Now about that hammer of yours. Your companions have come up empty, but I think you know where to go next,
Until we meet again.
Right now, we gotta talk to Green Jesus.
The Legion will stop
Thrall listens
at
intently.
nothing.
You found it. The Doomhammer fell to the crumbling depths, but the Legion remains a step ahead of us. If we hurry, we can follow the demon Gethson and retrieve the hammer before any more of this realm is corrupted. Therazane will open a portal directly there. Let's go.
We must not
Go
lose
now.
hope.
Retrieve your weapon and slay the demon filth that seek it. Clean up your mess, flesh children, and stop throwing your garbage down into my realm.
The Doomhammer is somewhere in these
Okay.
chambers. I can feel it.
It's pretty funny, because their shield doesn't exist
Here,
anymore.
that demon must have crawled this way. There's fell blood splattered on the stones.
Scout the chambers ahead. I will stay nearby.
The corpse of this unfortunate earthen explorer has been shredded upon. His entrails, which looks like sand and pebbles, are spilled all over the floor, traces of fell emanate from the gaping wounds. What do you want to bet Thrall comes in the last second, huh? I haven't done this before, so I don't know.
Yes, Zool must be summoning these little buggers. Watch yourself! More imps! Bro, that demon is still alive down here.
All the more reason to get to the Doomhammer first. Doomhammer. It felt like dead weight in my hands. The elements were silent. It has been this way since I used it to slay Garrosh.
Bringing his slow ass along.
Look out! They're hiding in the dust! Keep your eyes on Thrall. He's wounded. He's likely to kill himself down here. And I don't want to be the one who has to tell his wife. Watch it! That thing's corrupted by the Fel! Kill it!
I remember the night Orwin fell. Run through by a knight's lance during the liberation of the last orc internment camp. As he bled out onto the fields of Arathi, he bestowed the Doomhammer to me. The Doomhammer is not merely a weapon. It is a symbol. A symbol of hope, of power. Proof that an individual can change the world. We've got to keep moving. Gethzun is close.
Yeah. If you keep fighting like that, we might make it eventually, Thrall. Wink.
Look! There he is!
What is this sorcery? This hammer. I must claim it for my masters.
Shaman, we can't let that weapon fall to the wrong hands. I'll distract him. You grab the Doomhammer. No time to argue. Go! Hey, you there! Me bird crap scarier demons than you! Oh, aye! Come get some!
The Doomhammer! Get the Doomhammer! Prove your power as a shaman!
Got it.
You got it! Oh!
Pathetic, puny shaman! That hammer did little to help its last master!
Oops.
I will bring down this whole cavern! I will corrupt your sorry world from within! The whole of Azeroth will rise against you, demon! The very earth beneath your feet and the skies above your head will lash out against your damned crusade! There are others!
I was born to fly.
The Doomhammer chose you, Shaman. Already you wield it with a power that I never tapped into. I must go my own way. I have a great deal of thinking to do. Agra will be at the Maelstrom shortly. Listen to her counsel. She has taught me so much. Go back to the Earthen Ring. Bring them together. Turn their might against the Legion. This is your time.
Oh, well, gee, thanks. So now we have the Doomhammer. Let's take a look before we head up. So there is the Doomhammer. Kind of plain. I mean, I think that's the way it's supposed to be. There are transmogs available to you throughout Legion by doing certain things, so you will be able to transmog this. You also can transmog this to any weapon that you have available in your inventory or through the transmog system that's going to be coming out. So if you don't like the look of it, you can transmog it till you can get your own. And then here is, what is this called? The Fury of the Stone Mother. This is our offhand that goes along with Doomhammer. You can also transmog this as well. They both look pretty cool. I actually like this. This looks pretty nice. But Green Jesus didn't do shit the entire time, and is telling us it's our time now, and that he needs to go off and contemplate some shit somewhere. So we're gonna hop on Storm Peak.
Come, let's go.
I know I've been trashing on
just
Thrall
might
the
have a
entire
prayer
time.
of saving this world. To the Maelstrom.
But here we go. We're heading back through Deep Home to the Maelstrom, and we will get a first look at our class order hall as we finish this up. The orcs had a prophecy about the Doomhammer. It was said that a stranger will raise the hammer high, and with it justice shall reign. Maybe you were meant to be that stranger all along. Come, the Earthen Ring needs you, and Azeroth needs us.
I was born to
Speak
fly.
with Nabundo and take your place around the circle. The Earthen Ring will rise again, with you as its leader. Within these stones stands the legendary Heart of Azeroth, which we can use as a base of operations. Perhaps the power of your artifact can unseal the hidden chambers.
We stand at the precipice of oblivion, but we do not stand alone. Come forward, Shaman. Come closer and speak. Take your place among the circle, Farseer. The Earthen Ring is forged anew, and with it, we rekindle hope for this world. You are the chosen defender of Azeroth. May your wisdom guide this circle to victory, and may the power of the weapon you wield crush those who would bring chaos to this land. Step this way, Farseer. The torrent tell of hidden chambers below that may serve as a base of operations.
So if we click on that, it's going to open up our class order hall, the Heart of Azeroth. Now there are some things up here as well, such as training dummies, but most of our stuff is going to be down here.
Do not give
The Earthen
up.
Ring rises once more to defend Azeroth. You will be our Farseer, and we will be your instruments. Only by working together can we preserve our world. We are yours to command, Farseer.
We must never
Can you feel it,
forget.
Shaman? Here in the heart of Azeroth, where earth and wind and waves clash together, it is if one can speak directly with the world. The artifact you wield houses great power, but even greater potential. Carry it below and seek out the ancient elemental altar overlooking the fury of the Maelstrom. From there, you can commune with Azeroth and imbue your artifact with even greater abilities. Do so and then share with me what you have learned.
With faith, there is a
And as we
way.
head down there, I do want to point out a couple things. As you can see, this UI will pop up at every time you come into the class order hall. You can see our order resources, which are basically our garrison resources. Those are used to send our followers on missions to complete our order campaign, which is necessary, and to get class order hall upgrades, which are super useful. We want to make sure we're on top of them. You get spoon-fed them until pretty much into 110. I do want to point out a few things about Jesus, I'm sorry, brain dead. About these order resources. When you send them on missions, that is crucial to getting your order hall campaign done as quickly as possible, which is useful in order to upgrade your weapon further with a third relic slot, which we'll take a look at in a moment. You will also use them, I said, for the upgrades. The upgrades will give you certain things like the ability to upgrade items while you are questing. You will do that right away after, I think, your first quests. You'll be able to come here and do that. You will also have one where you can get one of your 3 seals per week for a bonus roll in your raids. I forget what the name is, Seal of Broken Fate or something along those lines is what it is for this expansion. And also, the most important ones are at 110. They can take anywhere from 7 to 14 days, 14 being for the final tier, which is the most important of all, which allows you to wear 2 legendary items like these right here. These are the 8 legendary items we are able to acquire for the enhancement spec. They all have their own equip bonuses that are specific to enhancement. They also are item level 895, meaning they are some of the best items in the game, and you will be using these all the way through the expansion unless Blizzard changes their mind as the expansion starts to come to a close. So we'll just take a look at one. This one has an equip bonus. Enemies hit by your storm strike become lightning charged for 15 seconds. Become zapping a nearby enemy every 1 second for 2,038 nature damage. We have Lava Lash deals 60% increased damage while your weapons are enchanted by both Flame Tongue and Frost Brand. Ghost Wolf is active. The remaining cooldown on Feral Spirits recovers 75% faster. So you jump into Ghost Wolf and your Feral Spirits come back super fast. So having 2 of these on will make you a monster in PvE. You'll be able to find a raid in no time and be at the top of those charts. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for those class order hall upgrades. I can't show you the vendor for that, or the NPC rather for that, because they don't exist until later in questing for this class order hall. So that's unfortunate, but keep an eye out on that. Also, as you can see, we have Drekthar here, and I believe he is one of our Class Order Hall followers that we were able to take with us. I'm not sure if he is one of the bodyguards, but I did want to talk. You usually have 2 to 3 bodyguards that you can take with you at any time. One is usually a permanent guardian. He or she will walk around with you through the open world. They will not follow you into dungeons or raids, but if you keep them with you in the open world, it's kind of like having a constant pet. They do deal a lot of damage. Not obviously as much as a normal player, but it is very helpful. They do have really good abilities, so keep an eye out for that. If you do have a bodyguard, make sure you're putting him in the slot that makes him follow you in the world. Unless you absolutely need to take him or send him on a mission, make sure that he or she is always with you. Okay, so let's head over here to the altar, which we were going to talk about in the first place. And this is the Ancient Elemental Altar, overseeing the Maelstrom, of course. This is where Deathwing fell. We'll go ahead and click, and you can see here comes the UI for Doomhammer. When we equipped Doomhammer, we acquired the Doom Winds ability. It's an instant cast on a 1-minute cooldown. It unleashes the inner power of Doomhammer, causing all auto attacks to trigger Wind Fury, and increasing damage dealt by Wind Fury by 200% for 6 seconds. So that is an ability that you can use at all times. As you can see, it's on the bar. Excuse me. And that ability leads to a passive called Hammer of Storms, a 1-rank passive, increasing damage dealt by Storm Strike by a flat 15%. This goes on artifact power, and as you can see, Blizzard, for the purposes of our tutorial mode here, has given us 100 artifact power. So let's go ahead, boom, and that will open up the rest of Doomhammer's traits. As you can see, there are 3 Golden Portrait traits. These are the big boys. These are the ones you're going to want to work towards the most. They are the best passives. So, you can see this splits off in 2 directions. These 2 will cost 300 artifact power per rank. That may change. They may be 300 for the first rank, and they go up in rank. I am not quite sure at this particular moment that I am making the video. So be aware of that when the Legion servers go live. These will also go up per rank. So as you can see, Boulder Fist generates an additional 1 Maelstrom. For this Gathering of the Maelstrom passive, at the 3rd rank it would generate 3 additional Maelstrom. So keep that in mind when I'm reading these off. The numbers are for just 1 rank. We have Gathering Storms, a 3-rank passive. Each target hit by Crash Lightning increases damage dealt by your next Storm Strike within 12 seconds by 2%, which leads to Wind Surge, a 3-rank passive, increasing damage dealt by Wind Fury by 5%. We have Weapons of the Elements, a 3-rank passive, increasing damage dealt by Flame Tongue, Boulder Fist, and Frost Brand by 3%. We have Alpha Wolf, a 1-rank passive. While Feral Spirits are active, Crash Lightning causes your wolves to attack all nearby enemies for the next 10 seconds. Then we have Wind Strikes, a 3-rank passive. When Stormbringer resets the remaining cooldown on Storm Strike, you gain 3% attack speed for 3 seconds. That leads to Spiritual Healing, a 3-rank passive, increasing healing done by Healing Surge by 10%. We have Storm Flurry, a 1-rank passive. Storm Strike has a 30% chance to strike an additional time for 40% of normal damage. This effect can chain off of itself. So if you get lucky, like back in vanilla, you get Wind Fury procs, you can end up chaining Storm Strike infinitely. Then we have Forged, although I'm sure they have a way of keeping that from happening. Forged in Lava, a 3-rank passive, increasing damage dealt by Lava Lash by 3%, which leads to our first major trait here, Doom Vortex, a 1-rank passive. Lava Lash has a chance to cause Doomhammer to release a fiery tornado at your target's location, dealing 5,955 fire damage over 3 seconds to enemies within 3 yards. Up here is our second one that we were on our way to, Doom Wolves, a 1-rank passive. Doomhammer imbues each of your feral spirits with fire, frost, or lightning, granting them an extra ability. Here we have Elemental Healing, a 3-rank passive. Activating Astral Shift heals you for 10% of your maximum health over 10 seconds. And of course, that will go up to 30%. Raging Storms, a 1-rank passive. When Stormbringer resets the remaining cooldown on Storm Strike, it also increases damage dealt by your next Storm Strike by 50%. Spirit of the Maelstrom, a 3-rank passive. While in combat, in Ghost Wolf form, you generate 5 Maelstrom every 2 seconds. Again, I've said this in some other videos, but I tend to forget to say this. These traits, as of right now, do not work in PvP. Okay? So if you think you can just run around in Ghost Wolf, get your Maelstrom to full, run up and one-shot somebody, it does not work that way. These traits are unavailable to you in PvP. And then we have our final major trait, Unleash Doom. This is a 1-rank passive. Storm Strike has a chance to unleash the power of Doomhammer, causing your special attacks to heave molten lava or lightning spikes at your target for 4,534 fire or nature damage, depending on whether it's the lava or the lightning spike. Okay, we've checked out all our traits, and as you can see right up here at the top, we have 3 slots. One is locked. You cannot open this one, as I said before, until you finish your Class Order Hall campaign. Sometimes that will take you well into level 110, so be aware it may be a while before you get this one open. These other 2, though, you will get something to put in these slots through quests, through dungeons, through mythics, through raids, etc. You'll be able to get something to put in these slots. When you put an item, when you put one of the relics in these slots, they always have a passive amount of item levels that are added to your weapons. It works for both. So since we put it in here for the Doomhammer, it would also affect our Offhand Fury of the Stone Mother. So you won't have to worry about that. They will also add passive ranks to some of these abilities. So if we were to have, let's say, 3 points in Spirit of the Maelstrom, and that would give us, what's that, 15 Maelstrom every 2 seconds while in Ghost Wolf form, and say this added 2 more, we would have 5 of 3 here, and we would gain 25 Maelstrom every 2 seconds while in Ghost Wolf form. So keep that in mind. Also, when you do put one of your relics in these slots, you are unable, rather, to take them out. When you are going to replace them, you will put something over top, and whatever is in the socket is destroyed. So make sure when you're putting a new relic in these slots, especially when you're at level 110, it's not really that big of a deal when you're questing, because you're going to replace them at 110 anyway. But at 110, make sure what you're putting in isn't something you're just trying to test out, that you really want to replace them. And you can see another number up here in the corner. This is the total ranks purchased. Obviously we have one. We put 1 point into Hammer of Storms, so we get an extra passive 0.75% into stamina, and this will go up by, this will multiply 34 times. So you could put 34 traits in here and have a bunch of extra stamina. So I don't know what that exact number is, but 34 times 0.75, you would have that in stamina passively. Okay, I do want to also point out, if you open your character pane, hit shift and right click, you can open this pane anywhere in the world, this little UI anywhere in the world. You can put your artifact slots in while you are out in that open world doing your questing. So if you get a really good new one, or you're in a dungeon and you get a really good new relic that you really want to put in immediately, go ahead and do so. I do want to point out, though, you cannot put in artifact power anywhere in the world except for at your ancient elemental altar. So you do have to come back here to your Class Order Hall at the Heart of Azeroth in order to add artifact power. I would also like to give you a little piece of advice. I wouldn't really come back here as soon as you have, oh, I got 300 artifact power, I have to come back. Don't bother doing that. Wait till you finish a zone. It's not really that necessary. A lot of the passives are really cool. They add nice little bonuses, but unless you're going to get one of those golden portrait passives and you just hit enough for that, I wouldn't recommend, hearthing to Dalaran, coming back here, and then heading back out to your questing zone. I would just finish up the area, or until you're sent back here, just through your quests, and then come here and put all of your points into what what you want to put them into. At 110 too, you will also notice that every bit of artifact power that it costs you will go up dramatically. So when you hit 110, it does cost a hell of a lot more to get some of those traits leveled up. So you'll probably, I don't remember, I did my Demon Hunter quite a while ago when the beta first came out, but I know I was able to get to one of these, and then I hit 110, and of course, the next one was like 1600 artifact power, 1800 artifact power, and I know they've changed the numbers since then, so the numbers will have probably gone up dramatically, but it does start costing a lot because they don't want people to start doing dailies and they max this out right away. So it could take you several months, or depending on how much you play, it could take a month or to several months to be able to max this out through daily quests and dungeons and stuff like that. And of course, RNG does play a little bit of a part in that. So be aware, when you hit 110, it's going to be much more difficult and much more grindy to be able to put points into these through doing dailies. Okay, now that we've talked about that, and we've seen that a little bit and talked about some of this other order hall stuff, we'll head to Nabundo and move on to the next UI.
I am listening.
I sense that your work here has only begun. As you get more familiar with your artifact, you will be able to continue augmenting its power. The others are watching you carefully. You have become a symbol of hope in our struggle against the Legion. We shaman under your command will aid your efforts against the Legion. You may direct our actions from here. Seek out Advisor 7 just to the south and locate the scouting map from which you can direct your followers. We will also help indicate on our scouting map various hotspots around the Broken Isles that require your attention. Azeroth needs you, Farseer. Visit the scouting map and choose our first point of attack.
Remember.
So let's head over there to our scouting map, which you can see right here. He's going to say a little. From this map, you may dispatch members of the Earthen Ring throughout the Broken Isles. Lead us to victory, Farseer. So we'll go ahead and click on our scouting map, and here you go. You can see now we are able to choose which zone we are going to start our questing in Legion in. We're actually heading to the Broken Isles. In the middle here is Suramar. This is a 110 zone. You are not able to access this until 110, and I wouldn't recommend just wandering in because you will get mauled by everything. These zones don't worry about. This is where you'll do your opening scenario. But for the purposes of this video, I am going to pick Stormheim, but before I do, I want to mention it does not matter which zone you pick. They level with you. So if you pick Stormheim and you finish in Azuna, Azuna will be, you know, getting close to max level. It's whatever level you are. So if you're 108, it's 108. If you're 109, it's 109. And it keeps leveling. The mobs will level as you level. So if you hit 105 in the middle of Val Shara, let's say, the mobs will have leveled to 105. When you hit 110, they get significantly harder. This is when the world quests will open up throughout the world. These are their new dailies. So all the mobs will be 110, which is it sounds daunting, but it's a lot of fun. It's a hell of a lot of fun. It gets you out in the world. You'll see players all the time. You won't just be sitting in Dalaran or your class order hall, you know, spamming in trade, looking for group for mythic, whatever. So just be aware that all these will level with you. Also, if you are level 105, let's just use this for instance, you're level 105 and your friend is level 103, but you are both going to start a new zone. He wants to play with you, and you want to play with him. You can jump, like, let's say, into Stormheim, for instance. As long as you're in the same phase, you can level together. It doesn't matter that the levels are different. You will see all the mobs as 105. He will see all the mobs as 103. He or she. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. There are actually women who play this game as well. But you'll be the same level, so it doesn't matter what levels you are. You'll be able to level together as long as you're in the same phase. Okay? So I'm going to pick Stormheim, and we'll head back over to Nabundo. Now this is important later on, but we don't have access to any of that, and I don't want to ruin any of the story. So I'm trying to keep spoilers at a minimum.
This
You'll
astral
be
portal
prompted
will
everything
return
later.
you to Dalaran whenever you wish, Farseer. I will keep it open so that you may return here anytime.
A sound decision, Farseer. Behind me I have opened up an astral portal to Dalaran to help our people move quickly between our base of operations in the Broken Isles. Step through to return to Dalaran. You may always use the portal to travel back here whenever you need to augment your artifact or command your followers. May the elements guide you, Farseer.
The elements will
And that's
never
kind of the
forsake
end
us.
of this little tutorial that they give us. You would take this portal back to Dalaran, and it doesn't matter what zone we picked, we would still go back to Dalaran, and then it would prompt us to do something else. We're not going to do that, though. It's not necessary. But there is a portal also in Dalaran to come directly back here. So keep that in mind. You can go back and forth no matter how many times. Alright. What were we going to look at now? I was going to show you this vendor over here before we take a look at our talents and such.
My goods are crafted with great care.
So, as you can see, we have a set that's available to us. It's called the Farseer set. I'm going to click on this so that you can see what it looks like. This is what the Farseer set's going to look like. I don't know in particular what the hell this is supposed to be, but it doesn't look horrible. It looks okay. This is mostly, I would suggest this is mostly for alts. If you are someone who doesn't have a lot of time, or is a casual player and you're not going to be doing much raiding, but you are able to do world quests, picking up this set is not the worst thing in the world. It does, if you want to pause it, I'm not going to talk about the set bonuses, but it's not a bad set at all. This is kind of your 0.5 set, your tier set, 0.5 tier rather, to start off this expansion. They do have certain requirements. As you can see, this is an epic piece. You must be 110 for all of the pieces, and this one in particular requires you to be exalted with the Nightfallen reputation. So being able to get all of these pieces would be nice on an alt, because maybe you won't be doing a lot of raiding, and you can use this to help you do your daily quests and get Titan Forged pieces, which then you might replace some of this with. You can also upgrade all the blue pieces, which some of these are 810, 820, and 830, all the way up to that epic piece of 840 through these armor kits, which are like the ones we made through our professions in Warlords of Draenor. They cost order resources anywhere from 1,000 to 6,000 to upgrade from 830 to 840. Also on this vendor, you can see there are some flavor items. They cost 50 gold right now. That may change because this is the beta. I don't think these are set in stone yet, but if they are, you'll notice that you have a couple things that you can buy. They're pretty cool. I'm not going to buy any of them here, but they're pretty cool. They're just little flavor things.
May your days bring you joy.
So again, I wouldn't be too worried about that. If you're a hardcore raider, it's not necessarily something you're going to go, oh my god, it's the best set ever. It's mostly, I think, for casual players and for people to gear their alts without having to feel like they have to run raids every week. Okay, so here are the training dummies. As you can see, here's our dummies right here out in the middle near where we started our quest originally. There also is healing dummies. They are right over here in this area. So you would just walk all the way to the opposite end. There's some healing dummies there that you can heal and test your healing per second. Although, I mean, you can heal yourself, so it's not much of a deal. But you can see the animations down there. Okay, so let's take a look at our baseline. Or actually, no, we're going to look at our talents. I forgot. Alright, here are the Enhancement Shaman talents. In the 15 tier now, we have Windsong. This is an instant cast on a 45-second cooldown. It also requires that you have a melee weapon. It lashes your enemy for 20,400 nature damage and enhances your weapon with wind, increasing your attack speed by 35% for 15 seconds. And we have Hot Hand, a passive. Melee attacks with Flame Tongue active have a chance to make your next Lava Lash cost no Maelstrom and deal 100% increased damage. 100 increased damage I wouldn't be too happy about. And then Boulder Fist, which replaces Rock Biter, which this would have been Rock Biter. This has an instant cast. It's a 4.78 second recharge time. Slams your target with the power of stone, dealing 14,167 nature damage and enhancing your weapons for 10 seconds, increasing your critical strike chance by 10% and all damage you deal by 5%. And this attack generates 25 Maelstrom. In the 30 tier, we have Rainfall. This is an instant cast on a 10-second cooldown. Blankets the target area in healing rain, restoring 6,105 health to up to 6 allies over 10 seconds. Storm Strike and Lava Lash extend the duration of Rainfall by 30 seconds up to a maximum of 30 seconds. I think I said 3 seconds, so 30 seconds. Feral Lunge. This is an instant cast, 30-second cooldown. It has an 8 to 25 yard range. Lunge at the enemy as a ghostly wolf, biting them to deal 8,140 physical damage. I'm just going to pop that on there. We already saw Rainfall. Rainfall is exactly the same animation as Healing Rain. So we also have Wind Rush Totem. This is a 40-yard range Instant cast with a 2-minute cooldown. Summons a totem at the target location for 15 seconds, continually granting all allies who pass within 10 yards 60% increased movement speed for 5 seconds. In the 45 tier, we have Lightning Surge Totem. This costs 3,200 mana, is on a 45-second cooldown, and is an instant cast. It will summon a totem at the target location that gathers electrical energy from the surrounding air, and then explodes after 2 seconds to stun all enemies within 8 yards for 5 seconds. Then we have Earth Grab Totem, 3,200 mana cost, 30-second cooldown, and it's an instant cast. This summons a totem at the target location for 20 seconds. The totem pulses every 2 seconds, rooting all enemies within 10 yards for 5 seconds. Enemies previously rooted by the totem instead suffer 50% movement speed reduction. And then we have Voodoo Totem, which will replace your Hex. This costs 3,200 mana, is a 30-second cooldown and instant cast, where you would summon a totem at the target destination for 10 seconds. The totem hexes all enemies within 8 yards into frogs, which are incapacitated and unable to attack or cast any spells. Damage or leaving the area will interrupt the effect. In the 60 tier, we have Lightning Shield, an instant cast surrounding yourself with a shield of lightning for 1 hour, which has a chance to deal 2,381 nature damage when you deal or take melee damage. And then we have Ancestral Swiftness, a passive, increases haste by 10%. And a Hailstorm, another passive. Frostbrand now also enhances your weapon's damage, causing each of your weapon attacks to also deal 1,939 frost damage. What the hell was that? Oh, we got a couple people over here. So let's move over here so we're not hearing all their abilities going off. In the 75 tier, we have Tempest, a passive. Stormbringer now affects the next 2 Storm Strikes. Overcharge, another passive. Lightning Bolt now consumes up to 60 Maelstrom for up to a 1,500% increased damage, but has a 7.2 second cooldown. So, we can change Lightning Bolt so that it would consume Maelstrom for a 1,500% damage increase, but it would have a cooldown at that point. Empowered Stormlash, another passive. Stormlash now spreads to 1 additional target and deals 20% additional damage. Stormlash is, I believe... Oh, this is one of our passives, now that I think about it. Let's go back. While your weapons are enhanced, your attacks have a chance to grant Stormlash to up to 2 party or raid members, causing attacks and spellcasts to deal additional nature damage. Okay, now we'll move down to the 90 tier. We have Crashing Storm, a passive. Crash Lightning also electrifies the ground, leaving an electrical field behind, which damages enemies within it for 6,534 nature damage over 6 seconds. We have Fury of the Air. This costs 5 Maelstrom and a plus 5 per second. It is an instant cast which creates a vortex of wind 8 yards around you, dealing 1,700 damage every second to enemies caught in the storm and slowing them by 30% for 3 seconds. And then we have Sundering. This costs 60 Maelstrom. It's an instant cast on a 40-second cooldown. Shatters a line of earth in front of you with your main hand weapon, causing 40,701 physical damage and knocking enemies to the side. And finally, in the 100 tier, we have Ascendance. This is instant on a 3-minute cooldown. Transform into an Air Ascendant for 15 seconds, generating 10 Maelstrom per second, and transforming your auto attacks and Storm Strike into wind attacks, which bypass armor and have a 30-yard range. And we have Landslide, another passive. Boulder Fist also enhances your weapon, increasing your agility by 8% for 10 seconds. And finally, Earthen Spike. Excuse me. We have, this costs 30 Maelstrom, has a 10-yard range, on a 20-second cooldown, and is an instant cast. It summons an Earthen Spike under an enemy, dealing 32,560 physical damage, and increasing physical and nature damage you deal to the target by 10% for 10 seconds. We're just going to take Ascendance so that I can show you what that's going to look like. Was there anything else? I mean, we all know what Lightning Shield looks like, so I'm not going to go out of my way to pick that one for you and show that one off. Earthen Spike, it looks exactly like the old Spike attack that used to come off Elemental Shaman. I looked at that a little bit earlier, and we'll, you know what? We saw Sundering. Well, I'll show you anyway, and we'll show you both. So I'll use Sundering really quick. Let's get some Maelstrom going. There we go. Now we're going to take a look at Sundering, which we just talked about. That is what the attack will look like. It just looks like a little line going through the ground. It's pretty cool. I love it. But let's wait for that, and then we're going to switch over to Fury of Air and check that out. But we still have Ghost Wolf form. As you can see, it's exactly the same. We have Spirit Walk, which is the same as it is on live as well. We have Purge, which is the same on live. This is the Voodoo Totem I was talking about, the one that replaces Hex and hexes all targets around. That's what it's going to look like. Pretty cool. We have Astral Shift on a 1.5 minute cooldown. Instant cast, shift partially into the elemental planes, taking 40% less damage for 8 seconds. Heroism is the same. It hasn't changed. That's what it looks like when you pop Heroism. We have a gentleman over here saying hi. Then we have Feral Spirits, which are the same. I'm going to save that. They look exactly the same. Summon two Spirit Wolves that aid you in battle for 15 seconds. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. They are immune to movement impairing effects and will grant 5 Maelstrom each time they attack. We also now have Flame Tongue. This is an instant cast on a 3.6 second cooldown. Scorches your target, dealing 5,384 fire damage, and enhances your weapons with fire for 16 seconds, causing each weapon attack to deal up to 305 fire damage based on your weapon speed. This is Boulder Fist, which we talked about. This is one of the talents that we have, generating 25 Maelstrom. Then we have Storm Strike, which I believe is the same. Instant cast, costs 40 Maelstrom now, 12.8 second cooldown, energizing both your weapons and with lightning, and delivers a massive blow to your target, dealing a total of 46,862 physical damage. Lava Lash now costs 30 Maelstrom, is instant, charges your offhand weapon with lava and burns your target, dealing 16,324 fire damage. This is a new ability, Crash Lightning. It costs 20 Maelstrom on a 4.78 second cooldown. Instant cast, electrocutes all enemies in front of you, dealing 8,727 nature damage. Hitting 2 or more targets enhances your weapons for 10 seconds, causing Storm Strike and Lava Lash to also deal 4,849 nature damage to all targets in front of you. Lightning Bolt is the same. It only deals 1,700 nature damage, is what it says. Let's guess this real quick. Yep. I mean, it is an instant cast, so when I said earlier it seems it's instant, that's because it is. So, I guess that's your ranged pull. We have Feral Lunge, which we talked about. Let's take a look at this ability real quick. Basically jumps you into Feral Wolf form or Ghost Wolf form and jumps at the target. Doom Winds. This is what Doom Winds is going to look like. This is our weapon ability. Yep, that's it. It's just going to put a little bit of wind around your hands. The effect is really crazy, but that's all it's going to do. It's going to give you a little effect around your hands. We have Ascendance, which we talked about. We'll use that in just a minute. Healing Surge we still have. This is 7,000 mana cost, 1.59 second cast. It will heal you for 26,862 and consumes 20 Maelstrom if available to become instant. So if you have Maelstrom, that's what causes this to be an instant cast. We also have Cleanse Spirit and Wind Shear, which are the same. They've been there for a while now. So let's take a look at some of these animations real quick, and we did want to change to Fury of Air. And what did we replace? Sundering. So we're going to put this here and check out some of our abilities. So this is what, we didn't talk about this one. Frostbrand. This costs 20 Maelstrom, is instant cast. It will chill your target, dealing 5,243 frost damage and enhancing your weapons with frost for 15 seconds, causing each weapon attack to reduce the target's movement speed by 50% for 3 seconds. So in PvP, that would be pretty awesome. So let's take a look at what our Flame Tongue attack will look like. Nothing special in terms of the animation. We did gain Stormbringer there. Storm Strike now has no cooldown. That's Storm Strike. Pretty cool. Boulder Fist has a really cool animation and sound. I really feel like a shaman now. You've really done a good job. Here's Lava Lash. Kind of hitting with the Fury of the Stone Mother. And here is Crash Lightning. Little lightning bolt coming out of the sky. Pretty awesome. Here's Ascendance. This is what we are going to look like. As you can see, there we go. We can attack from pretty far away. Our melee range is enhanced. Right. Okay, and one more. We will show Feral Spirit. That's our Feral Spirits. Generating tons of Maelstrom for us. And we'll look at Fury of the Air. This is Fury of the Air. As you can see, it is currently draining most of my Maelstrom. You can keep replenishing this to keep this up. It causes a snare on the targets. What this reminds me of, for all of you who had played Diablo 2, when that was, you know, kind of the mainstream game to play, this reminds me of Hurricane from the Druids elemental spec. So I'm glad they added this. This is pretty cool. It doesn't deal a ton of damage, but it deals enough if you can keep this up for long periods of time. But more experienced elemental shamans will probably use this and keep this up at all times. And then you can just toggle it off if you're starting to run out of Maelstrom, or if you want to save it for something. But that's it, guys. We talked about... Ooh, okay, we're still attacking from this far away. So, let's get a close-up. Let's get a close-up of our awesome weapons here, our super epic weapons. Guys, I do want to thank you for joining me for this Enhancement Shaman test that I've been wanting to do for a while now, but I haven't had the opportunity. I did put up earlier today Resto Shaman and Elemental Shaman videos, so if you're interested in the other specs for Shaman, go take a look at them. I also have plenty of other classes on my channel as well. If you did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate a like if you just take a moment and click that like button. If you had any comments or any questions, please let me know in the comments section. I will try and get the answer to you as fast as possible. And if I can't find the answer myself, I will definitely ask some through the chats and through my guilds here on the beta to see if any shaman has the answer, and I'll get you the best possible information. Alright guys, thank you for joining me. Hopefully you have a wonderful day or a wonderful evening, depending on where you are in the world, and I hope to see you in another video.